Can we rise up in the University of Calabar song?
Unical province of Nigeria, and the school with vocation rise. Ever holding the banner of knowledge, we'll go forward the wisdom's mind. All else will be autonomous. We have got to live to unite Calabar. University of Calabar. All in every having purpose of mankind. We will forever that's our effort to surround the behind. All
Please, while standing, I invite Dr. Citizen to pray the offer in prayer, please.
Let us pray. Father, we want to bless your name this morning for great things you have done unto us. Thank you for giving us this day, another great day in our lives and in the life of the University of Calabar. Father, you have brought us together this day for the purpose that you know very well. The Bible tells us that anything that is committed into your hands, you are able to keep till the end. Therefore, Father, we commit this gathering unto you, and we pray that you will take charge and take control of everything that will be done here. The knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that is needed for today and for this occasion, you will supply. Oh Lord, at the end, we will have cause to glorify your name. Thank you for answering us, for we are prayed with thanksgiving in Jesus' name.
Amen. The Vice Chancellor and Chairman of the Government Council, the Abiodun Adebayo retired, the Vice Chancellor Professor Florence Obi, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Nonta, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Tony Eyan, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research, Linkages and Collaboration, Professor Peter Okafor, the Registrar of the University, Dr. Mrs. Chukwu Kaicha, the University Librarian, Professor Abiodun Adebayo, the University Bossa, Mr. Joseph Odum, members of the Governing Council present, the lead presenter, Professor Abiodun Adebayo, panel of discussants that are here today, Chairman of Unical at 50th Celebration, the Chairman Committee of Deans, past Vice Chancellor and Registrar, Provosts of colleges, Deans of faculties, Heads of departments, Directors of institutes, Administrative Directors, Professors, Admin Heads and members of Unical at 50, Chairman of Ceremonial Committee, top senior administrative officers, the President of Unical Alumni, Malabites and Malapresses, gentlemen of the press, ladies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May I just quickly remind us, even though it's been in the air, that Unical is 50 years old. We are gathered today to observe another stage in the celebration that will be climaxed in the month of March. Today we have a colloquium. We've already had a press conference, and today colloquium is being put together by the committee with the emphasis, University of Calabar and its contributions to national development. Before I get on, please permit me to remind us that we also have a panel of discussants, which I will need to invite as quickly as possible to also take up their place here just for now. I'll just be seated and watching events until it is time. I'll invite them as they're seated. The event has, in no special order, I will invite the moderator of the entire discussion, the journalist of repute, the current chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Cross River States, Comrade Achibo Bassett. Please can we put our hands together for him? Your level of appreciation is not deep. Also, I'm going to invite another man. He's a professor of biochemistry. This morning, in fact, he was looking overly excited than the rest of us. And when he spoke, you could see the malabitic spirit. I'm talking of a former Vice-Chancellor of the Covenant University, Professor Abiodun Adebayo. I proceed next to another discussant who feels himself is everything Unical. And when things are not right, he can shout until you convince him that we are on the same page. None else than the current alumni national president, Barrister Paul Eshimon. I'm also going to bring up a very powerful woman here. When I was listening to her this morning pronounce this name, it remembered me of my early childhood days in the city of Benin. And I said, if I don't get it right, no problem. I'll go to Benin for consultation. I'm talking of a professor of counseling, University of Lagos, Professor Ngozi Osayi. Please keep clapping so that many people are allowed to go through the stage. Next will be our good brother and friend, very close to us here, making waves in our Akwa State, and we are very proud to have him here with us, Dr. Emmanuel Abraham, Board of Trustee Chairman, Top Faith University. Please put hands on those people who have made their mark. I hope you are okay. Next is my brother. He may be taller than me, but he's still my brother. And when I saw him today, I remember the father, because that was a household name here in Cross River State at the time. I'm talking to Mr. Bassi Ebo Bassi Jr., actor, producer, poet, and writer. Let's rise together for him. We gather that two of our discussants will be joining us online, Dr. Rita Ndidiabuchenwa and Professor Charles Obulogo will be joining us online. But let me invite the last discussant. My Oga in the past, still my Oga. The one and only ninth Vice Chancellor. There can never be another ninth. Professor James Epoke. Prof, if they don't clap better, slow down yourself. In a special way, I welcome all of us. Everything will not be done at a go. We will still be talking about ourselves as we proceed. I don't know whether the chairman of Unical Affairs is here now. I know he's been running around. Vice Chancellor, ma'am, can I please have your attention?
So they can perform while I look for him.
To request UCPC to perform while the chairman comes up. Let them. UCPC, the area is so tense. Please, can you bring something to your level? Thank you. Today is all about Unical. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told us, this year we are 50, and the committee was put together to plan this event and to also implement it. And at the apex of the team is the chairman, a young man whom we know very well, young in quotes, very energetic, valiant, purposeful, and determined. It's my honor to invite the chairman of Unical and 50 Planning Committee, Professor Abiodun Adebayo, to deliver his introductory remarks. Prof, you will not clap well, slow down yourself. Don't slow down. Just before you speak, sir, the Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, when you were all going on, a woman walked in, who is the Vice-Chancellor of Vice-Chancellors. I mean, the former Vice-Chancellor of the Cross River University and Lafayette as well, Professor Gabriel. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. My Pro-Chancellor, DIG Abiodun OON, I bow, sir. My own, did I hear a clap to my Pro-Chancellor? Our own, first in many ways, delectable, energetic, workaholic, and ebullient first female Vice Chancellor of University of Calabar, Professor Florence Banku Obi, my 3 DVCs, DVC Admin, Professor Nonta, DVC Academic, Professor Tony Eyang, and my twin brother, DVC Research Linkages and Collaborations, Professor Peter Okafor. I greet you all special. My very own tear rubber registrar, another great malabarist. I think you need to stand up because many people will just pass you by. They don't know you. Please stand up and greet this audience. Dr. Mrs. Chukwuka Icha is our brand new registrar. My Crown Prince and Chancellor of Exchequer, the bursar of our university, Dr. Joseph Odum, I greet you. I think my university librarian is somewhere in the audience. My very distinguished members of the Governing Council who are all well seated here, I greet you specially. Please don't sack me. My own mother and mentor, they introduced her as a double-edged Vice-Chancellor. It's not easy for a Nigerian to be a Vice-Chancellor in one university, and after her tenure, she's appointed Vice-Chancellor in another university. Please give it up for Professor Ekabre, immediate past president of the Nigerian Academy of Science, another very first. Sometimes people wonder how she does it. In her own right, we have adopted her long ago as a distinctive malabarist. Please give it up for her. My deans, heads of departments, my colleagues at the University of Calabar, all the professors, our students. Greatest people! A round of applause for that. Greatest Malabar! Well, in case you didn't know, all the panelists we have here are very great Malabites and Malabarists in their own right. Can we have a round of applause for them? I want to say welcome. 50 years is no mean feat. University of Calabar is 50, and that's why we are here. And I don't know, all of you sang the anthem, but if you listen to the anthem of the University of Calabar, which by the way is the best for any Nigerian university, it's a prayer. And if you didn't realize it, that prayer has already been answered, it's still being answered, and it will always be answered. We started by saying we are coming from every part of the world to gain knowledge here. And the prayer commenced and said, with that knowledge gained, serve us as we go on. It's a very unique prayer, and that prayer has been answered, exemplified in the quality of persons who this university has produced. In case you didn't know, let me start from the moderator. The moderator seated here is a proud Malabarist, the first chairman of president of NUJ, Crossing. Comrade Achibong is very well seated, Very close to him is somebody whom you all know. You see him every now and then on your screens. He works both behind the scene and on scene. Many years ago, when he was younger, we played football right in the Republic of Calabar, in the black and white stadium. I used to whack him sometimes. He will fall and get up, have monkey nyash, and after that we'll still go to somewhere, drink some mineral and biscuits. And we still move on. Basi Eko Basi Junior. Unique entertainer. The more MC talked about his height, he ate a lot of beans. And that's why he's grown very tall. Very close to him is my own friend. In those days of Aluta, he was an Aluta warlord, a legal luminary, doing this university proud, and indeed our president of the National Alumni Association, Barrister Paul Shimon. Shimon, you're welcome. Close to the Shimon is our lead speaker for today. Our lead speaker is a great Malabar. I have known this one for as long as I have known him, over 30 years. Immediate past Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, Professor Abiodun Adebayo. Prof, you're welcome. Very close to Prof is my own girlfriend. My wife approved it, so I can go to the bank with it. A fantastic Malabarese flying our flag right in the University of Lagos. She had one time this, one time that. I don't want to talk about her contribution to education in those states. Somebody struggled to pronounce her name as Sarah. When you have to pronounce her name, you have to give some okra soup so that you put it well. Present to you the delectable, ever young, vibrant Malabarese, Professor Ngozi Sarah, distinguished Malabarese. Again, very close to Professor Ngozi is our own. Our own. When I say our own, this one, now we get it. Chairman Board of Trustees, Top Faith University, Chairman Top Faith Schools, a valedictorian in his time, first class economic graduate of our university, Dr. Emmanuel Abraham. Very close to that discussant is our 9th Vice Chancellor of University of Calabar. President Lagos, sent there by the University of Calabar because we like intermarriage. We send people out to go study other clients, get what they do there, come here and improve what we offer. Our 9th Vice Chancellor, we call him Master because he's a master. Professor Florence Banku Obi. We have some other presenters that will join us online. The Executive Strategist for Intel, Dr. Rita Ndidianochewa. She's not here because she has a flight to go back to Europe tomorrow, but she's going to be joining us from Lagos. Another great Malabarese. Very great. She's the Executive Strategist for Intel, represents Europe, Asia, and Africa. She'll be joining us online on this occasion. We are equally hoping to have Professor Charles Bulugo, who is the Vice Chancellor of Maduka University in Ogun State. We are hoping he is able to join us online. You see the caliber of people I've talked about. This is a tip of the iceberg. But in their own right, representing us in diverse ways in the nation and in the world. Please, a hand of applause for our discussants. Today, we intend to attempt to look at what our university has contributed to the development of our nation and by extension, Nigeria. If we don't say it, who would say it? I think we've already exemplified it. Somehow, we have two ambassadors of Unical at 50 seated with us who are anchoring the ambassadorial component of this event. Yes, my DIG and Chairman of Governing Council, very unique ambassador of the University of Calabar, 50, selected by God for a time like this. Please celebrate my Pro-Chancellor once again. Second, ever in the history of our university have we been 50 years old? Abi, are you lying? If your old is not fine, if you do not know how to sleep a few hours and work more than the time you sleep, don't come near this one. Ambassador of Unical at 50, Vice Chancellor Prof, Professor Florence Banku Obi, Unical Ambassador at 50. God's plan that she is celebrating this anniversary at this time. I'm very glad that we are all gathered here to aspire to it. These events are just beginning. I don't want to preempt what is going to happen, but I know you are all already very pregnant. Each and every one of you seated here is a testimony to what the University of Calabar has done. Each of you, both staff and students, exudes that excellence the University of Calabar has been blessed with. We simply at this point are trying to thank God for what He has done to the University of Calabar. And by extension, praying God that the foundation for the next 50 years be well rooted. And that's why, as you look at what we are putting forward with the program, we are going to celebrate, we are going to be proud of ourselves, we will celebrate our alumni who have made us proud, just like we have lined up this one to begin the celebration with. We will celebrate the other ones come March 2025. I would say, welcome, sit down, get ready, but as you go back, let everyone know that University of Calabar is 50, and we intend to celebrate 50 years of impactful knowledge to humanity. We have come, we have seen, we are conquering because we are yet to finish the job. Thank you, welcome. Let's enjoy ourselves at this time. Thank you very much.
We want to move on. I'm not walking alone. I have some of my colleagues at the background in the office. I also have here with me on stage Dr. Abiodun Adebayo. Please you put your hands together for him. I said I will just call him that way. He said no. That if you don't know that I am already the Executive Secretary of NUGA 2026. And I think that's that's a delightful one. So let me now quickly invite Dr. Florence Banku to take charge of the next item.
Great Malabais! Greatest of the greatest of the greatest Malabais! If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, and you want to make us proud, shout, Malabai! Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the rare privilege and honor to invite to the microphone award-winning Vice Chancellor, one of Nigeria's finest teachers, one of Nigeria's most innovative administrators, a gift to the University of Calabar. There can be no gift like being the Vice Chancellor when university is 50. God's ways are not man's ways. And if you look at Unical, at 50, you see the manifestation of the first female Vice Chancellor. Even if you look at her green, you see beauty at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome the third round, award-winning, innovative, classy administrator and Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar as she delivers her speech at the Colloquium of Unical at 50. Madam, this is her.
Thank you, Lucy. You are a special bird. Thank you. My Chairman of Council and Pro-Chancellor of the University of Calabar, my council members who are present here, my principal officers, deans, directors, dear colleagues, and the very special panelists that we have. I want to say that it is my immense pleasure to welcome you all to this momentous occasion as we gather to start the celebration of a major milestone in the history of our beloved institution, the University of Calabar, that is 50 years this year. As we mark this significant occasion, we reflect on the remarkable journey that has been brought to us to where we are today. From a very humble beginning, and the works of our founding fathers, the past Vice Chancellors, to the current status as one of the pioneer institutions in Nigeria. Our university consistently demonstrates a commitment to academic excellence, innovation, infrastructural revolution, and community service. Today's event, which is a colloquium, tagged University of Calabar at 50, their contributions to national development. It's a testament to our institution's dedication to fostering intellectual discourse, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. We have assembled very distinguished Malabites in their own rights, who are panel of experts and who are going to talk to us about the contribution of our great university the past 50 years to national and indeed global development. I am very sure and confident that the discussions and debates today will be enriching and thought-provoking. As we celebrate our past achievements, we also look to the future with optimism and anticipation. Our university remains committed to providing transformative educational experience that prepares our students to thrive in increasingly complex and interconnected world. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished panelists, especially the lead speaker, and all who have taken time out of their very busy schedule, and even those who will be joining us virtually. Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment and dedication to your alma mater over the years. I want to offer my deepest appreciation to my co-pilots of the affairs of the university in the last 4 years plus. I'm talking about my principal officers. I'm talking about my deans and directors, my heads of departments, heads of units, academic and non-teaching staff, who have all dedicated themselves these past 4 years to the service of humanity and our great institution. Your contributions have been instrumental in shaping our institution into the vibrant community of scholars that it is today. I wish to also encourage you to be fully involved in all the activities marking the anniversary, thereby reaching out to the world in every step we take throughout this celebration. It is on behalf of management, our principal officers, and indeed the enlarged management, the Senate of the University of Calabar, the staff and students of the university, that I welcome each and every one of you to this great event that is kickstarting the celebration of Unical at 50. Let me tell my distinguished panelists that yes, today you are coming here, don't be discouraged. The university is just in the middle of exams. And across the faculties and departments, examination is going on. And most of our academic staff are all involved in supervision and monitoring of exams. Hence, you see the same poor turnout. But I tell you that in subsequent events, after the examination, we will struggle to contain the crowd that will be in this place. You can see that even the students who strolled in here, they had to go down for the examination. So I want to thank and welcome each and every one of you for coming here. Please, let's sit down, encourage and cheer up these great men and women who have come to share knowledge with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor. Please, a round of applause. Don't you wish your VC was as cute as mine? Don't you wish your VC was as cute as mine? Ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian society has been policed in the last 65 years. In the last 40 years and above, Nigerians took over the British and rewrote our history. Very few policemen stood out. Very few held their own. Very few could control wherever they were posted to amidst all the temptation. I have the honor and rare privilege to tell you that in this hall we have Nigeria's #1 cop, a man who will be posted to any area where there are issues, a man who goes there and sorts it out. On his way to the posting, those who are doing juju will line up. Those who want to give bribe will line up. But DIG, Odom U. Abiodun OON, Nigerian Police Medal NPM, Fellow of the War Court FWC, never succumbed, delivered, made us proud, and left standing tall. The Nigerian police has retired so many people, and some have finished their service, but just a few have been brought back to serve this country. Unical at 50 cannot be a coincidence. That one of the best cops this country ever had is today the chairman of the Governing Council of your great university. A round of applause for him. A gift to administration. A man who runs a school, who understands what it takes to run schools. A man that if you see him, you will know whether there's an oddly around him. A man who loves communication. Gentlemen, ladies, great Malabites, let me welcome to the microphone the chairman of our Governing Council, a gift to administration, a peacemaker, a leader of human ON. Are you clapping? NPM, FWC, and the commander of Malawi.
Thank you, Lucy. That was wonderful. I want to start by thanking Senator Bala Tinubu for bringing me here to go and link with this great sister of living. It reminds me of where I come from, the great UI. If I was sent to a local university, maybe I would have resigned. But I'm sent to this great place, and I thank you for that. My vice members of the council, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, the Registrar, and of course my great friend, the Bossa. The discussion, I will beg to stand on the well-established protocol. Because the day was spent. Let me say, my visit is wonderful. It is not all the visits that would like to celebrate something like this. You'll be there, 50 years will come and go. You say it's one of those things. For her and the environment team to recognize this, instead of setting up a committee to celebrate Unical at 50, I say special thank you to her. Thank you, madam. The chairman of Unical at 50, they are wonderful. What you have done so far, has exposed Unical beyond what some people have thought about. And I believe at the end of this ceremony, that is Unical at 50, Unical is not going to be the Unical again. It's going to change for the better. I thank everybody that is here. Despite the busy schedule, everybody, you are here to take part in this colloquium. Despite the hardship, you're able to pay your way from other places to come and take part in this ceremony. I thank in particular the great discussants coming here to support their school. We may not be able to count it enough, but we know God Almighty is going to bless them in Jesus' name. Amen. I want us to know that Unical will not be as we are thinking. It's a very great institution. I would have been here if by the time I went to school, Unical was in existence. So Unical is a very important institution in the country. And I thank the lecturers, other staff for making it great. And I want to advise any of you, the few ones who might like to put the university in a different color, to please change. I'm saying this because there is no organization that has not got bad eggs. You go to the church, there are bad pastors. Am I correct? You go to anywhere, there's some bad eggs. So you cannot say without having some bad eggs. So making them place, maybe I want to do the bad eggs, change it, allow us to continue to enjoy this good name. I want to wish this person a great day, a purposeful care, to go and jot down all the achievements Unical has been able to make for the past 50 years, so that when I want to boast to my friends, to help the past, we will them. To wish you a good day. All God to bless all of us. In Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Chairman Governing Council of Nigeria's leading university, where more than 10 of our professors are leading as researchers in the world. Are we together? A round of applause for the Chairman of the Governing Council, DIG Unical. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for. This is an academic event with a touch of the socio-political development of this country. I'd like to ask you to look at our discussants, and then when you fix your gaze on the lead discussant, you're going to see someone with an international standard. A biochemist of no mean repute, holds a BSc, MSc, and PhD in biochemistry, plant biochemistry, He is an award-winning researcher, has served as the immediate past Vice-Chancellor of Covenant University. You know what Covenant University has done to other universities. It is giving us a fight of our life, neck to neck, and it was because of Professor Adebayo that we got those competitions. And he came from Malabo in 1994. Thank you. I'm not done with you. Thank you. Professor Adebayo is a recipient of the prestigious Chinese Academy of Sciences. He's also a recipient of the Academy of Sciences of Developing World TWA Fellowship Awards, and as I speak to you, he is leading some of the biggest research groups in Africa. He would have been saying to us today, I am busy, but because of the Malabiti spirit. Let me respectfully welcome to this microphone our lead presenter for 50 of Unical and a gift to academics, a man who looks like a movie star, a man who's dressed like one of the finest men I've seen on earth, wonderful smile, welcome, Prof. You're really ambassador.
Thank you so very much. Please a round of applause to this evening. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, DIG Abiodun Adebayo, and thank you so much for holding forth at this time. And we're so glad that you are the one God has appointed at this time to celebrate the 50th anniversary of our dear university. Thank you so very much for all you are doing. I'm still happy for him. You know what he means to become the Pro-Chancellor? All the approvals the Vice-Chancellor gets comes from him. Give him a round of applause again. Thank you so much, sir. Well, in case you don't know, I know. You will not know. I've been there before. So I have to tell you what it means. And of course, all the members of council who are here present, thank you so much for all the great work you are doing in supporting and giving this credibility to this great institution. I'm so excited to be here. And of course, the Vice-Chancellor, the very first female Vice-Chancellor, our indefatigable Vice-Chancellor, our mother. In fact, they call her Madam Project. And let me let you know here, I was doing quite a lot of work study for the past 2 weeks on the University of Calabar. Because the University of Calabar left some years ago, it's not the University of Calabar meeting today. And I've also done some work to see when she came in, the program she introduced into the university, the projects she has equally executed, they are quite alarming and very heart-breaking and needs to be applauded here today. Thank you so much, Professor Florence Banku Obi. Thank you so much for doing a great university. For doing us proud, we the alumni, we are so excited and so proud of you that you are the very first Vice-Chancellor, female Vice-Chancellor, the 11th Vice-Chancellor of this great university, University of Calabar. Thank you so much for all you are doing, and we pray that the good Lord will keep sustaining you. Now, I'd like to also appreciate all of the Deputy Vice-Chancellors here present. Thank you so much for supporting the Vice-Chancellor. You are doing a great job. And at Tier Registrar, you are doing a great job. Thank you so much for coming. You are welcome. And let me also appreciate everyone here seated and all of the co-panelists here present. Well, you know, particular order in the whole video, for the Shiro, we call him the Great Paul of those days. You hear this name, the Shiro, everybody bows. You're welcome. And it's nice being on this panel with you and all of the other greats and erudite persons here present, and our former Vice-Chancellor, Professor J. Okay, thank you so very much for joining us today. Let me start I don't know if this slide up, this next slide it up. I want to appreciate the great privilege I've been given to bring this, the lead speaker to speak on this 50th anniversary celebration of our great university. I see I'm not qualified to be here. I was not looking at the parameter in which I was selected. Wow. I'm seeing my very president here, the immediate past president of Nigeria Academy of Science. If I fail to mention you, I don't be complete. Because it's not easy to be the president of the Nigeria Academy of Science. I just elected as a fellow, and I knew what I went through to become a fellow of the Academy. Thank you so much for being here, and former Vice Chancellor of Prof and Federal University, Lafayette. Thank you so much, and you're doing that organization very well. We are proud of what you are doing, and also proud that you're also a great alumnus. So proud that you're also a great alumnus. Thank you so very much. Well, today I have 50 slides here, marking 50th anniversary of our great celebration. I will start by sharing just a very short story about myself. Now, I came in here to Malabo Republic, the Pro-Chancellor and Madam Vice-Chancellor, some years ago, many years ago. And as was read in 1994-1995 academic session, I was a student. Now, before I became a student, I never planned coming to the University of Calabar, but destiny wanted me to be here. Now, I applied to the university, EDU precisely, Abiodun University, and to study medicine. But somehow, at that time, there was a major crisis at the Abiodun University, and they had quite a lot of disturbance there, and the university was shut down for over one academic session. And somehow, after waiting for about 1 or 2 months, it wasn't forthcoming. So I retired home. And the following day, I said I was disturbing my dad, I must go to school. And he said, okay, well, we can't keep you at home. You just have to go to school. And what he did was to send me to, we went to Edo State University, now Ambrosali University, and where we went and they said admission was closed and I had to take a remedial form. Now at that time, I came back, we filled the form that same day and I left home. I'm waiting for the admission. But the following day, I went to check the post office box because I had the key, and I saw a letter to the University of Calabar where I've been admitted to the University of Calabar to study boxing. The University of Calabar was never my choice. So I'm trying to let you know, I haven't shared this anywhere openly like this, but I felt on a day like this, we need to know where we are coming from. So that was it. I came and I told my dad, he said, okay, so what are you doing? I said, I will go. And he said, okay. And he started, arrange all the funds. Without knowing anybody here, I came here myself. Why coming? I said, what do you know about Calabar? As a young boy then, the only thing we heard about Calabar people, they are this, they are that. So, luckily I was coming, I had to come in all the way from my parents in Kogi then. I came in myself. I took the very first vehicle to Onitsha, from Onitsha to Aba, from Aba down to Calabar. Because I had found out how to get to Calabar. And I came. While at the last bus, I prayed, I said, Lord, help me. I'm going to a place where I don't even know. But right inside the vehicle, I met someone who said to me that the University of Calabar, they have not resumed. They are just trying to resume, and you are going. And luckily, he asked me, he took me to his house, went to the uncle's house, and I couldn't sleep at night. I said, it's not where they say they are eating people. So how will I sleep? My God, I couldn't sleep at night. So, but I went. The following day, he assisted me to the campus. And here I came to the University of Calabar, and I was told admission was over, matriculation done. So what do I do? I didn't want to do. But all I did was to get the Vice Chancellor. While I was waiting to see the Vice Chancellor, I saw one or two other persons who also had the same issue, and we became friends. Three of us. So we decided to write a letter individually and requested that the Vice Chancellor give us the opportunity to carry on with our registration. And that was it. Started the total automatic. I wrote, no response. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was on campus, and students had just resumed. I was floating, but I was dogged that there is something here in this university for me. Now, about, I think almost a month later, there was I got a response that the Vice Chancellor asked that we go with the registration process. And that was the happiest day of my, of ever. Now, we were there. I registered, did all that I could do, and they were at the point of writing exams when I came in. Had less than 2 days before the examination would commence. But all they said, I wasn't determined. And somehow I started. I was attending classes that were not even mine, because I was used to nobody to guide me. At the new lecture theater then, it was then, that was where we were saying, we were there. Attending classes, sometimes I entered the class that wasn't even for me many times, and until gradually I located my classmates. And that was how life started. Now, how do you cross over chemistry? I wanted to study medicine, but I was told medicine was impossible. Nobody changed to medicine. I said, well, no problem. The next thing was how I was able to change to biochemistry when I was going into second year. And that's how my journey and the trajectory of my life came to me. I'm just wondering, I have to share this background so you understand where some of us are coming from. We started here. No parent ever visited me here. No brother ever visited me here. Spent 8-9 hours on the road to get to my location. And yet, I graduated from this university. Now, who were your parents? My parents were my lecturers. My parents were the staff of the university at that time in my department. And many of them are seated here today. I'd like to recognize here on this occasion Professor Itam. She's here. She was a mother. She had to give me money at the time. When there was so many, my allowance was even expected. Professor Abiodun was my mentor. He was my supervisor. Professor Abiodun, my supervisor. Professor Abiodun of blessed memory, Professor Eka of blessed memory, they were all my teachers at that time. Udosen of blessed memory, and many other persons were there at the department. So they helped me through my journey. And my desire too is that while Professor Abiodun had produced a former Vice Chancellor, I also produced many. At that time, he was also rounding up his PhD, and incidentally, my name came up under 3 supervisors, 2 professors, and Professor Abiodun. Then Mr. Abiodun. And I decided to choose it because I could live well with him. I'm happy today that he's here. I think the mic needs some assistance. So, that's the short story I was to tell you, and I have many more of that. So let's really go straight into the topic for today. We're going to be speaking on this great colloquium here, and the title is University of Calabar and its contribution to national development. Unical has been a place of amazing thing to a number of us. A lot of us have different perspectives about Unical. And to us here, when I was looking at it, I said, how many graduates has Unical produced? In fact, I lost count. I couldn't really say this is total number because I don't want the data. But I'm going to show to you today the amazing things, the development strides of this great university. Now, I will get it by this outline. Now, it was Nelson Mandela that said, education is the most powerful tools which any nation, which you and I can use to change our world. I'd like to let you know that University of Calabar is that education that we have used that has reflected in who we are today. Benjamin Franklin also said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. That's exactly what University of Calabar has done to us. Has invested so heavily in us. So heavily in us. And the dividends are showing today. Has invested so much in thousands of graduates that has been produced and is showing in us today. Also, that no country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. Education is a passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. That was said by Malcolm X. And Jeff Rich said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. The truth is, there is no amount of money anyone can pay to be educated. And a lot of investment in us, like I'm admonishing some of our, undergraduate students here today, that you are thinking you are going through quite a lot here, or you are spending. No. It is part of the training. It's gone through. And very shortly, you will be smiling for it. Now, it's also important that we know where the university is coming from. What is a university? The Latin word of university comes from the universitas and mean a whole. I'm taking us back to the history and philosophy class. And it's an institution of tertiary education and research which awards academic degrees in several academic disciplines. And of course, university is derived from the Latin word universitas, magistro, scholario, which means community of teachers and scholars. Universities typically offer undergraduate programs and postgraduate programs. And may also interest us to know that the very first university came from the Europe, and that's the University of Bologna in 1088. The very first that's called. But when is it university? The one that first used the word university, and where academic freedom became the order of the day. Now, let's quickly look at the real purpose of education. Why give education? Education, as you heard, enlightens. It sharpens the mind. I recall going through those biochemical pathways. Now, even if you're a dullard, your mind, your brain will come alive. By the time they expose you to those movements of biochemical pathways, and the fellow chemists are here, by the time they expose you to those atoms and molecules, your brains will be there. So basically, summary, academic excellence, university, or the purpose of higher education is to provide academic excellence and then where knowledge can be acquired. And of course, education brings about critical thinking and also relates to problem solving. And that's for personal development and preparation for careers and professions, civic engagement, social responsibility, research and innovations, and social and cultural enrichment. That's what brings about education. And should education be time bound, it's all encompassing, it's a lifetime thing. It's not you acquire now. We should be educated daily. Education may not just be formal, it can be informal, it can be an informal setting. But learning must be on daily basis. Why is one said that, you know, if you want to live, whether you live for 80 years or you live for 20 years, learning should be a continuous one. So, lifelong learning, that ability to learn. Now, what's the role of higher education in national development? In some countries, try to shift their traditional economy to a more knowledge-intense platform. Experience is a transformative higher education system that has much to do with development. But if we look at what Chukital said in 2018, that higher education, and university in particular, will serve as an essential force for technological innovation and long-term economic growth in society. And that's helped to drive human knowledge resources. So we come here within the education system to acquire knowledge in order to drive the human capacity development. It impacts on us. And that's one of the greater things that universities have done, and the higher education and learning content has helped us to develop the human knowledge resource space. And the higher education and the brain growth. Knowledge has become the most important factor for economic development through the ability to improve on labor productivity, which is considered a competitive advantage in the country. According to the World Bank, and I quote, green growth is efficient in the use of natural resources, clean in minimizing pollution and environmental impact, flexibility in adapting to natural hazards, and management of environment and natural capital in disaster prevention. That's what knowledge has done. But what of OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, has equally defined green growth to include promoting economic growth and development while ensuring that natural assets continue to provide the resources and environmental services for prosperity. Now, I'm saying here what green growth is to national development, which is the basis of our cropping. Higher education helps to power the knowledge base, as you can see from this slide here. Now, okay, sorry, one thing. Now, you can see here, this is higher education. Higher education will provide quality human capital, which will help to drive total factor productivity and economic development. All boiling down to green growth development and green economic growth. The higher education can equally help to increase the talent of people and for the industry also, and thereby upgrading the industrial structures and energy efficiency, and all also going to impacting on green economic growth. Or the knowledge that has been discovered can also be from the, can also be used to power the technical managerial skills and environmental preservation, and we will impact on that. But in summary, the next slide shows that there are 3 reasons why a university will exist. 1, a university will exist to teach, to conduct research, and for community engagement and community impact and services. And now, usually tell our students that we have, the whole essence of the university has no business if it's not conducting research. In fact, what drives a university is the quality of research that it conducts. I tell them, I said, I should be able to tell you when I come to your class, some of my new discoveries in my laboratory, some of my findings. Because what we are teaching you, other people discover them, and that's exactly what we are telling you. A lot of researches were done in order to be able to teach what has been done. And again, being able to impact the quality of our research must also be able to impact on our community. And that's what has power in it. And that's the three ecosystems in which the university thrives. Now let's quickly look at the emergence of Nigerian universities and the first generation universities. Now you recall that the University of Ibadan came into existence in 1948, but under the college, University College at that time, because at that time, during the pre-colonial days, we had two universities that were created and founded in the West African region by the British at that time to be a campus under the University of London. And the University of Ibadan emerged at that point as the University College, a campus of the University of London at that time. And it was founded in 1948. Then the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, came because of a lot of issues that were pending at that time. A lot of issues arose, and the need to diversify and create more universities by the government came to the existence, in which the University of Nigeria was founded in 1960. Again, I'm also glad that I'm sure you know that the University of Calabar was an offshoot of the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. We'll come to that later. Then in 1962, there was also a need to equally create some regional universities to represent the regions, and that came back to the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ahmadu University, and University of Lagos, Akoka. And that's this way regarded as first generation university. Now, second generation university, there are seven of them, under which University of Calabar was equally founded. Of course, this included University College Port Harcourt at that time, was also founded in 1975. University College, now University of Ilorin, founded in 1975. Also, University College, Kano, also came in 1975. And University of Calabar became autonomous in 1975. University of Jos in 1975. University of Maiduguri, and University of Sokoto. Now, University. So these were the universities that were created as second and regarded as second generation universities. But let's quickly look at it. Between 1948 and 2020, there were universities. See how universities were founded. In 1948 and 1976, universities were created, and that was a university and earlier mentioned. 1971 to 1980, 9 universities were established. 1981 to 1990, 15 universities. 1991 to 2000, 15 universities. In 2001 to 2020, 58 universities. And 2011 to 2020, we only have 67 universities. But the question is, what will be the current number of universities soon? I checked. So 40 hours of going check, we have a total of 275 universities. And these are distributed as follows: Federal University 64, State Universities 63, and Private University 148, which is a chunk of this. I thought somebody was laughing. Like somebody saying here, do we need all of these universities? We need more. But we need money also to equally ensure that they are all and running. We are just creating universities and without adequately preparing them to deliver on their mandate as universities. Now, let's take a look at brief history of the University of Calabar to remind ourselves on the 50th anniversary celebration. The University of Calabar was established on the 25th October 1975. I mentioned earlier on a great out of the Calabar campus of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where we began functioning as such in line with the 1973-1974 academic session with 154 students and and small care of academic, administrative, and technical staff. In April 1975, the Federal Military Government of Nigeria announced that as part of the third educational development, established 7 universities as earlier mentioned. Now, how many of us have really gone through the logo of University of Calabar and have really seen the name? You know, some of us, the one we use, the logo has faded off. We don't even know that there is even a pamphlet inside the logo. Can we see that? The base of the logo is the manila, which is the traditional currency. And the cowrie, which is another traditional logo currency, is also part of the pamphlet. Is the major product within this area, particularly in the South region. And the book is highly significant. And that shows our motto. You can see the motto of the University of Calabar. And what is it? Knowledge for what? Knowledge for. And what are the colors there? Now they say there is a green color here. And they try to look for a green. What happened as the green period of no, it can't fade. And that's why our Vice-Chancellor is wearing green here today. And that symbolizes agriculture. Do we still have Malabites and Malabares in the house? Now let me see. Malabites. Come on. Maybe we have more of non-Malabites and Malabares in the house. Now Malabites and Malabares. You wanted us to say Malabites and Malabares, not just Malabites. But when we say Malabites, only the Malabites would say action. Alright. Now Malabites, Malabares. Correct. I want you to just follow me. Now we can see here, I have decided to bring this up here to reflect because the logo of any university symbolizes your authority and the power of that university and symbolizes what the university is all about. Now the next question I'm going to ask, how many of you know that the university, your university has a mission, and it only has a philosophy? You don't know what you want to say. That's the whole essence of this lecture. Let's reflect back and let's equally look at how much contributions this great university has really done for us. Now, the University of Calabar is said to be a university of excellence that will produce globally competitive graduates and contribute significantly to development through research. Now, the question is, with the last 50 years, has this mission been delivered? Yes or no? I can't hear you. Now on this side. Oh, you didn't attend me that. Oh, but you are not in it already. Now on this side here. On this side. And on that side. Now, the question now, another, what therefore will the mission be? Is to produce high quality graduates like every one of us on this panel today and a number of us who are here today, and globally across the world, has produced high quality graduates and scholars in focal areas of learning with theoretical, practical, and entrepreneurial skills for the world of work in a conducive environment through quality research and teaching. And the philosophy is the university is grounded on the pursuit of knowledge for enlightenment, freedom, and service to humanity. Now let's quickly take a look deeper on some of the programs within the university has produced in the last year. I was checking and I saw that the department has increased to 116. And I was able to today that there are even 5 new departments that are not even added here. Now give a round of applause. Now I also checked and because I had to do quite an extensive study, and thank God I've been a Vice Chancellor before, so some of those documents I could easily access them through the national universities, annual digest document that is usually sent to us. And I went to look at when my Vice Chancellor was appointed in 2000 as Vice Chancellor, to see that she took over as when the program was 74 programs in the university. I checked and I saw 74 programs, and today we are celebrating 116.5 program and departments. She deserves a round of applause. We will have 3 institutes, 3 academic centers, and 20 faculties, 1 college, 1 postgraduate school. And also checked those projects that were executed in 2021, that's pharmacy building, engineering building, and quite a lot of other buildings and related faculty that are not standing alone when she assumed here. And of course, with the work of the previous Vice Chancellor of the past 50 years, a number of things have equally, a number of buildings now here. For instance, I recall when I was a student here, the library, that's where I hosted the university and the law faculty. That was where the law faculty was hosted. Most of these buildings were not here. But in fact, it was still in the forest. The only building here when we were going from, the hall, I was in hall 5 there. Moving from hall 5, I was moving from hall 4, from hall 4 to hall 5, and I was advancing. The only building we see here is Chapel of Redemption at Crossing when you are going towards the medical school. So amazing things have happened here the last 50 years, and it was celebrated. Infrastructural development is amazing. Now, I've also done assessment visits to some universities, both federal as NUC accreditation panel. We visit those universities on resource verification. In fact, there was a time they sent me here to come and accredit my program by the department. I think that was the last assignment I did before I became Vice Chancellor. And I was telling them, I said, I won't be doing my secret here. The then Vice Chancellor saw me. He said, one of our own is here, we will fail this accreditation. I said, we will fail, we don't do well. So amazingly, the university has progressed. And you cannot compare it with some of the universities that started within and visited some of those universities. Some of the 5 or 6 other universities that were created. Now, you see, one thing that baffles me, if you look at enter the city of Calabar, there is regarded as a neat city. And Unical has equally replicated that spirit. And it's still very neat, no matter, yes, it's still very, very neat when you compare them to some of the other campuses I have visited. I've visited all of this, in fact, all of those campuses I've visited, the one that were created within that generation, and I'm happy to see that. Now, we have these programs and faculties that are also listed here for us. But let's move to the next slide. The next slide is on student staff population, and that is for Nigerian students, the arts to science. Now, one thing I've equally found out, I had to compare other universities. I don't know if you are able to see that, and I was able to clearly bring down the University of Calabar here with some of them. This is a report that was submitted to the National Universities Commission in 2020-2021. And you will see here that university percentage of female in science is 23%, and that's among the highest among all other universities. When you compare to other universities, as shown, the only university that is closely following that up was, I think that should be the State University, which also has 23% also in terms of female enrollment into taking science programs. We can equally see the enrollment, we can see the total, we can equally see the percentage of arts and percentage of graduates in sciences also. Now, another note here, next slide, is the total graduate output across some Nigerian universities. We can see University of Calabar. As at this figure shows 2,165 male and 2,145 male, making a total of 4,310. You already see how the percentage of female that is usually showing, that graduate at some of them. Here, the percentage is very close. And this is also what and what this means is the encouragement that the university is making towards female education, which is key and key parameter that even the entire world is driving us to them. Now, full-time postgraduate output across, we can also see here that University of Calabar here as at this, I'm sure the percentage will have increased here, 794 persons graduated. Now the next slide also shows the full-time undergraduate output for 2019 shows 2,828 at the grand total. And if you look at the total period here is 1,518 compared to the 1,310 that graduated for that year. I'm sure the female folks are here. All I'm bringing out here is the developments the University of Calabar has made towards the national level. And we're going to also see the diversity later on. Now, for 2020 undergraduate and PG student enrollment, you can see here, as far as the enrollment is concerned, and also check the data that I got yesterday for 2023. I'm also going to show it here. You will see how female has even the number of enrollment in terms of female is higher than that of male. It's very weird. Even my university, we have more males than females. It's worrisome to me, even as Vice Chancellor, I was then Vice Chancellor, on how to strategically increase female enrollment. All right, thank you so much. So we can see the enrollment. Now you can see here the 2023 enrollment. I just got this yesterday and I said I'm also going to show this here. As at 2023, we can see the next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, okay. Go beyond this. Next slide. Now this is what? This is 2023. No. Good. This is 2023 enrollment by level. We can see here that 100 level, see the number of enrollment. And we have more students here for 300 level. 300 students are more than all other levels here. Now, but if you look at the male to female enrollment for 2022-2023 academic session by gender, you can see across all the level, the female, they are high. What this has brought in mind is the fact that the University of Calabar has been gender sensitive and gender responsive. And they are producing more malabares than malabares. Mr. Chairman, I hope you're listening. All right, now you can see again by program enrollment. See which programs are producing more. The Department of Biological Sciences or Faculty of Biological Sciences is producing more students than all other programs here, followed by social sciences. And you can see for arts and allied and medical sciences, the management sciences, vocational and science education. Next slide, please. Now, this is equally graded profile for 2020-2021. You can see here the total number of graduates that we produce here. Now, let's look at Unical staff. Okay. Now, as the statements at 2020 showed that we currently have a total of 7,681. But the one I saw, as I guess it, I'm sure, this is not the slide updated, I'm sure why that one is not here. This is not updated slide. Where we had over 8,400 staff at the moment. But of these, 597 of them are full professors. This is quite encouraging as of December 31st, 2020. And of these, 456 of them are male professors. 141 are female professors. And what are the non-teaching staff also? They said, we have, yes, academic staff, I think, have over 4,000 now. This is showing 3,613. And the non-academic staff total is showing 3,613. 3,700. I think it's almost 4,000 plus and 4,000 plus, over 8,000, and the current data that is not being reflected here. Now let's quickly look at leadership trajectory of the university. I also took a look at our 11 vice chancellors. Now I'm going to do a quick exercise here. I'm going to tell you who was your vice chancellor when you were in school. When you were a student. When you were a student. Now, you can see here Professor Abiodun Adebayo was the Pioneer Vice Chancellor. And Professor, who is here, who was, do we have anyone here? Professor Adebayo was your Vice Chancellor when you were in school. My good God, we have one person here. Wow, let's give her a round. That's right. You are here. Wow, Professor, let's. Congratulations, sir. We have got very good. Okay, about 5 persons here. Yes, congratulations. You are still here. Witnessing the 50th anniversary today. Congratulations. That we have the pioneer Vice Chancellor of the University. You were there when he was your Vice Chancellor. Now, number 2, Professor Abiodun Mohammed. Okay, you also met him. Okay, wow. Right, let's see you. Congratulations again, please try. If you rise again, there's something going on. Now, Professor Isa Mohammed, if you are there, when he was a Vice Chancellor, yes. We can see you were there. Congratulations. Now, Professor Charles Ekion. Wow. I think the population is increasing and gradually increasing. It's expected. Now, Professor Solomon Umo. Yes, right. Let's see many of you were here at that time. Congratulations again and happy 50th anniversary celebration. Now, Professor Kelvin Morgan Etar. Yes, I'm part of this group. Congratulations again. Professor Ibara Isu, yes. Yeah, the number is increasing now, it's expected. Then Professor Basi Asupo, he is the 8th Vice Chancellor. Congratulations to all of you. And Professor James Ekpobe. What a joyous story that Professor James Ekpobe is also on this panel here. Congratulations, sir. And he was the 9th Vice Chancellor from 2020 to 2015. And Professor Zana Akpatu was the 10th Vice Chancellor, the immediate past Vice Chancellor, and Professor Florence Banku Obi, the incumbent and the very first female Vice Chancellor. Ma'am, I'm so excited that you were still on seat marking this 50th anniversary. It doesn't come, it just comes once in a life. Congratulations, and how blessed you are. We'll celebrate you. And you can see the pictures of the Vice Chancellors. Please scroll. That's the very first one, the third one. That's Professor Emmanuel Ayodele, Professor Isa Mohammed, Professor Charles Ekion, Professor Kelvin Odointa, Professor Ibarra Isu, Professor Basi Asupo, Professor James Ekpobe, Professor Akpatu, the 10th. Now these are the other ones. No, please, the next one. Yes, that's Professor Adamu Mohammed, Professor Isa Mohammed, and Professor Solomon Uno. And of course, the current Vice Chancellor, Professor Florence Banku Obi. Congratulations once again. Now, what another major contribution of the university to national development is diversity and inclusivity. Yes, I still have more time. I'll wrap up very shortly. Now, it's inclusivity. How on earth do you think somebody like me will have the opportunity to even come to University of Calabar if they are using quota system to admit? I won't have that, but you can see the data here. That 46% of student science-related courses are from. We have about 46 of them. Percentage of students from outside geopolitical zone, we have almost 29 outside the geopolitical zone. When we say geopolitical zone, means that south-south. But outside, we're not talking about state here, we have nearly 29%. Now give the Unical a round of applause for this. Now, percentage of staff from outside geopolitical zone, zonal location is 8.1%.
and percentage of special needs of students, blind, hearing, impaired, physically challenged, we equally agree that we don't discriminate students here. Whether you are physically challenged, whatever challenge, you can still come to University of Calabar and equally get the kind of education that you desire here. Again, let's applaud this great university on this 50th celebration. Now, let's recognize and identify one of our notable alumnus here, and that's in person of Professor Abiodun Adebayo. Wow. Now, we are doing this today because he's the very first professor of Unical here. Alumnus, yes, alumnus of Unical that became a professor here. Is he here today? Wow. He's been recognized on this book. He's here. Where is he, please? Prof, congratulations. For we recognize you, You know, as Vice Chancellor, or as the then Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, I was happy that I was part of those that brought out the very first professor of Covenant University. Did you get that? Meaning that our graduates returned back and they were on our list and rose from the rank and became a professor. And just happened last year. So congratulations. And when I looked at it, it just took about 15 years since the university was established. Because he became professor in 1997 and 1975 when the university was established. How many years is that? 17 or 18? Yeah. So congratulations, 22. All right, that's about that year. So we want to thank God for that. Now, what I've done here, please jump to the next slide. Next slide. This has been updated. Please. Yes, it's also I checked on Wikipedia to check some of our notable alumni, and these were the ones I found on Wikipedia. Robert Abati was a graduate of Covenant University. I'm sure you all know Robert Abati. Yes, come on, give him a round of applause. He's a lawyer, a writer, and if you go to a rice TV, he's doing that and he was here, he say, great Malabar. You hear him, he will always say that. So he's worthy of celebration and recognition on this great occasion. Queen Abro, who is an actress, we have a number of them is the entertainment industry, Big Po, Agosine, Goswila, Pabio, number 3. Third person here from the University of Calabar. That's the Senate President. We are so proud of him that he's representing here, and the nation has produced such a giant. And I was also looking at Virginia Askia Williams, who was also an actor, and he said she left before graduation. Isabella Ayub, Grace Folashade Bent, Omotu Bison, you see quite a host of others here as listed. Then I was trying to do some classification here. Now, if you jump to the next slide. Okay, next slide. Good, just okay. Now, you may not understand the import of our College of Medicine here and the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. How many of us know that there will be no University of Calabar Teaching Hospital if Unical was not established? So, and what is it doing? It's servicing quite a number of people travel from other countries to come and get their health services here at the University of Calabar. The community is also being affected here. Medical doctors are produced from the University of Unical here and get their training from the University of Teaching Hospital, Calabar here. Now, one more time, let's give the University of Calabar a round of applause. I've also tried to do this here to grow selected Unical alumni who are currently in politics and government here. I've done that. Here we can see Senator Goswila Pabio, Senate President, Senator Prince Koto, our governor here, the governor of Cross River State. We recognize him and celebrate him on this occasion because he's equally a product of Unical, and we celebrate him. Senator Itainan, former to the President, Senator Victor Ondoma Egba, which was SAN and former Senate leader, Senator John Owa Eno, and Senator Jarigwe gone. We saw him on Arise TV this morning. And Dr. Charles Okada, Technical Advisor to the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, and Honorable Ben Kalu, Deputy Governor and Speaker, Dr. Okezie Victor Beazu, former Governor of Abia State, and Governor Oba Sani, Governor of Kaduna State, and Barrister Ifyo and Kohan, the former Deputy Governor of Cross River State. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. Sorry, this is not the updated slide that was uploaded, but let me also mention here that we equally have University of Unical and London who are served as academic leaders. Some have served as Vice Chancellors in the past, including myself here as Vice Chancellor, previous Vice Chancellor. And Professor Eka Boyd, former Vice Chancellor of Protect and Federal University of Latvia. Congratulations, ma'am, and the immediate past President of the Nigerian Academy of Science. We are proud of you here. And I'm told that the first University of Calabar and London, who graduated as a professor, is currently the only FAS that we have here at the University of Calabar. Do we have another person here? Okay, who else again? Antio. Okay, Professor Antio. Antio. No, Professor Antio. Professor thank you so very much. Well, I'm sure we will have more because every year is 10 times. It's a very rigorous exercise. Some places have applied 5 to 7 times. They have not been selected. And to the glory of God, applied once and I went through. And of course, Professor Anethio Essien, former VC of the University of Uyo, Professor Charles Ugulogo, who is also on the panel. He's the current Vice Chancellor of Maduka University. Professor Charles Esimene, Dean of the School of Postgraduates of the Transport and Logistics of Lagos State University, and Professor Akan B. Williams, who was former Acting Vice Chancellor of Covenant and former Dean of the School of Postgraduates. These are academic leaders at the university that we know. We have many more that we don't even know. But please forgive me if I'm not able to. I'm also here. This is where the center of gravity is. All of us here that we have mentioned here today, you are the one producing all of us here. Give yourself a round of applause. And selected Unical alumni in legal profession, we have Justice of Supreme Court, Barrister Ikami K. Gabi, SAN, and Barrister Joe Ivy, and we have our own here, Barrister Paul Eshimomo. Thank you so very much. Many more. And of course, we equally have some of our Unical alumni in corporate and business world. Ms. Ugochi Obi, Head of X Academy and Nigeria Exchange, Dr. Chrissy Amida, Executive Director, Sales and Marketing, and Ndoferum Udo, and of course Dr. Emmanuel Onyenuche, Medical Director and Waterfall Hospital, who is equally the Lagos Chapter Chair. Many more persons here. Dr. ABC Ojapo, Founding Chairman of Seplat Energy, Joseph Bobuka, GTN, Man Chairman, GTN Marketing and Strategy, MTN Nigeria, and Charles Gabi, Director of Corporate Services, Seplat Petroleum Development Company. I can go on and on here. We won't finish if we have to start listing everybody here. And these are the many things the University of Calabar has done to our nation and indeed the entire world globally. I was sharing this morning at the Unical Radio International. I said, the same way, they said if you get to any country and you can't find any Nigeria, you better run away. The same thing I'm saying here, that if you go to any country or any organization, you can't find Unical graduates, better run away because it's not safe. So for this note, therefore, I'd like to appreciate the privilege I've been given to be the keynote speaker, the lead speaker on this auspicious occasion of this colloquium of our 50th anniversary celebration of our university, to appreciate the confidence that you have bestowed on me to deliver this within the time given. Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chancellor, and thank you so much all the management team, the chairman of the 50th anniversary celebration, Professor EDU Ayo, has. Thank you so much for giving me free to equally invite me here. And again, all of my lecturers, the ones that have gone to be with the Lord and the ones that are still present, I celebrate you on this day. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Get celebrated, please. Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed presentation. Let's be seated. Now, we're going to have a discussion, and we have a moderator. I'm not going to talk much. I'm not going to do anything, rather than now to invite the moderator of this session, Comrade Chief of Bassi, Chairman of Nigerian Union of Journalists, to now take charge.
The Vice-Chancellor University of Calabar, Professor Banku Obi, Florence Banku Obi. Thank you so much for giving me this privilege to give back to my alma mater in this manner. The lead presenter, Professor Abiodun, thank you so much for that insightful lecture. The University of Calabar at 50, a site of excellence producing globally competitive graduates and contributing significantly to national development. Let's start the session with Mr. Banku Obi seated right beside me. You are in the entertainment industry. So share your perspective with us. Unical at 50.
Hello everyone. I absolutely did not know that I was going to start with me, but doesn't mean I'm not ready. My perspective, Unical at 50. I'm just going to start with a brief story, of how I ended up at the University of Calabar. And I ended up there at the University of Calabar Theatre Arts Department. At that point, it wasn't Theatre and Media Studies. It was just Theatre Arts Department. And I didn't set out to do theatre, but my father forced me to. Yes, he forced me to do theatre. And the moment I landed there, I realized the fact that it was a community. Once you get in there, you realize that you are different from every other person. It's just a simple truth. And I met legends. Professor Colloquium, a living legend. You can only mention him in the same breath with maybe Olaro TV, for instance. I met Prof. Chris Wamo, so many lecturers who impacted on us. And the things that we were taught as students of this great university are what have made us stand out in the society in Nigeria as a whole today. That's why we are different from people who graduate from other universities. The lead speaker mentioned a couple of entertainers. Debbie Benyong, Ketenshaw, Betum, there are so many, just to mention but a few. I want to just buttress that. The fact that these names are being mentioned 20, 30 years after they started in the industry is because of what was put inside of them as students of this university till today. You will notice that the entertainers in the industry who left from here, who graduated from the University of Calabar, are totally different in the sense that they are probably the most professional you will see in the world today. These entertainers that you hear about or you see, watch on TV, in the news, I mean, the media, there is Ruben Abati, who also graduated from my department. You are not going to hear any scandal on their names. I challenge anyone to say that a graduate of University of Calabar who is in entertainment has any scandal to his or her name. I challenge anyone. So we have actors, we have producers, we have musicians. One of the greatest musicians is an expert of this university. His name is Nyanyampo. I'm sure that everybody knows him. Amongst so many others. But I'm not just going to stop there for now until I'm called upon again. But I can assure you of one thing, that this university, that Nigeria as it is presently constituted, will not be the same if not for graduates of the University of Calabar.
Thank you. Let me quickly say that Basi was very lucky that his father actually encouraged him to study theatre arts. In my case, it was my decision and my family forced me. They just couldn't stand, hearing that I was studying theatre arts. You know the mentality then about theatre artists, but I stood my ground though. Okay, Dr. Paul Eshemomo, reflecting on the significant journey at the University of Calabar at 50. Let's have you share with us for 10 minutes your perspective on this. Reflecting on the significant journey, the University of Calabar at 50. For 10 minutes, share your perspective.
Thank you very much. I do not know where to start because University of Calabar, like I said during my interview at the Unical Radio, is like an ocean. You cannot measure it, and no wonder it was sited beside an ocean. The University of Calabar started like a mustard seed, small as a campus of UNN with few students in 1975 as we are informed. But today, I can say without fear of contradiction that Unical is competing in every ramification with even the first generation universities in Nigeria. I am not saying this to flatter the university or the management, but if you go around many universities, it is not just the structure that makes up a university. The academic content is very important. And I've been a fan of the promotions that have been rolling out of Unical for professors. There is no month, I can't remember, for the past 8 months or 9 months or 1 year. I can't remember any month you will not hear that Unical has produced about 10 professors, 5 professors. It's only in Unical you have that. In most schools, to be a professor, you will struggle, and in fact, in some schools it is easier for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle before you can become a professor because of internal victimization and other, which you hardly find in University of Calabar. I think that is a great thing. Looking at the academic aspect of the university, I am a product of law faculty, so I will speak more on law faculty. The University of Calabar Law Faculty started in a bungalow in main campus. We used to call it 3-bedroom bungalow. The last time I came around, I think I had a matter in the Court of Appeal, and I needed to do quick research. After so many years of coming around to Calabar, I drove to the bungalow and I didn't see any person wearing suit. And I started asking, because the law library used to be a room inside the 3-bedroom law faculty. They told me that they have moved to the permanent site. Where? I was expecting to see another bungalow. But when I got there, I saw one upstairs, a very big building. I said, is this the faculty? They said, no, this is just law library. I said, wow, law library, 3 times bigger than even the faculty I used to know. I think that is progress. I was also shown youth courts. Before now, in my time, our lecture rooms were in new library. But today, you have youth courts, you have theaters as lecture rooms, etc., etc. And in fact, I've been told that the current faculty of law that is sharing boundary with the sea is one of the biggest you can think of in any second generation university. I think that is a good one. Looking at the products, Unical has produced lawyers of lawyers. For instance, many of us will not know that Unical, one of the 4th president of ICC, International Criminal Court, is a Malabar, or is a Malabar, in the person of Professor Chile Ebo Osuji, president of ICC, that is International Criminal Court. That is a product of Unical. The University of Calabar Law Faculty has also produced justices at the Apex Court. Many of you may not know that, well, the lead speaker mentioned it along by the side. I was not happy because when it now came to mentioning law, it was just by the side. I want to emphasize it. Yes, so he left it for me, so I will dwell on him now. My Lord Justice Agni is sitting in the apex court of this country, the Supreme Court of Nigeria. That is a product of Unical. Before then, at a point, the University of Calabar, Nigeria needed a justice to serve in Gambia, one of the West African countries. And they looked around, and who did they find? The Malabar, in the person of Honorable Justice Emmanuel Akomaye Ade. Can we please say, we donated him as the Chief Justice of Gambia. We have had also contributed to international legal practice in the person of my Lord Justice Eunice Dada, the wife of one of our professors who was my lecturer. She was a judge of the High Court of Gambia at a time when the political terrain of Gambia, many were not ready to go into the swim in the murky water of Gambia in the last administration that transited to the present administration. But she was there and midwifed the administration judicially and judiciously. Please, can we give her a hand of applause? That is the product of Unical. Then I can go on and on, but the lead speaker has assisted me, has mentioned many names in the persons of Joe Ade, the senior advocate, and we have many more senior advocates of Nigeria produced by Unical. I do not want to delve into mentioning names because it will take a lot of time. Is it in the oil and gas sector? Unical graduates are dominating the oil and gas sector. If you go to Shell, you go to NLG, many of them are legal advisors in that industry. So the product of Unical, the journey of Unical, especially in the law faculty, which I know and I came from, they have done well. Now, I will quickly talk about Arabic spirit. Do I wait or do I continue?
Return this one to charge.
Okay. I want to talk on the Malabi spirit, which is my area of specialization.
All right, Dr. Paul, please hold on. We'll come back to you.
Sorry, before they report me to ICPC, I am not a doctor. I am Barrister Prof. And the best qualification I have is GL. You can call me Paul Eshemomo GL. Do you know what GL is? Great Malabar. It's my best annexure to my name. And I feel happy when that title is given to me.
All right, Jim. We will come back to that. I understand Dr. Rita Bidi is online, so let's go to her. Good to have you join us.
Okay, so honestly, it's quite unfortunate that I couldn't, come physically for this event. But
Dr. Rita, good to have you join us.
Can everyone? Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Like I'm saying, I said it's quite unfortunate that I couldn't join physically. Reason being that I just buried my father day before yesterday, so I couldn't have made it to Calabar. So sorry about that, but it's quite exciting that I'm able to join digitally, and thanks to technology. So from my own perspective, Unical at 50 is quite an interesting journey for me, and I see it as a journey of success. And I say this with all impunity, because Unical has played a significant role in human capital development in Nigeria and beyond by producing high-skilled and educated graduates, not just in the entertainment industry like some of my discussants said, but they have gone above and beyond to produce highly skilled and educated graduates who have gone to occupy key positions in various sectors of the economy, in education, healthcare, in finance sectors, in the government, and even in the information technology as it may be. And that is actually the field where I play, which is the information technology. Somebody like me who read theater arts, I make proud today to say that I have done so very well in the information technology sector. I'm a product and proudly one a product of Unical. So everywhere I go, anywhere I go, I make myself available and say it authoritatively that I'm a product of Unical. And Unical as a date actually has they have contributed significantly in research and innovation in Nigeria and also outside Nigeria. It's in various centers where they have actually played so highly and focused in addressing key national challenges, such as poverty. And I know they have discussed something about disease and environmental degradation, because I came back to Unical to do my doctorate degree, and I didn't quite focus on other areas of arts. I went into environmental and environmental science and geography. So this kind of thing that Unical has been doing is the kind of collaboration which they have done with international organizations to promote research and innovation. So Unical at 50 have tremendously moved beyond what it used to be in the past. So I will say congratulations to my alma mater, because they actually have done so well to impact on the economic development, even for Cross River State, as the case might be. They have created jobs, they have stimulated the economy's growth, and also they contributed to development in key sectors like I've said. Look at tourism, for instance. Look at agriculture, and look at manufacturing. So kudos and 100 bosoms to Unical, and great Malabite and Malabresses. I drop my hat for you all today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Didi. GM Eshemomo, let's come back to you.
I will start by saying, great Malabite! Great Malabite! Every action is reasonable. That is the Malabitic spirit. The second topic I was asked to speak to is the Malabitic spirit. If you check all the English dictionaries, whether Oxford, Black's Law Dictionary and all dictionaries and lexicons, you will not find the word Malabitic or the phrase Malabitic spirit. But if you check the Malabo lexicon, 5th edition, you will find the definition of Malabitic spirit. But then, since I'm in a university environment and universities like by starting to define concepts, I want to define 3 concepts before going to the Malabitic spirit so that I can have a sense of belonging as a member of the academia. If you check the Google.com, a Malabite is defined as a male student of Unical, while the Malabrese is also defined as a female student of Unical, while the Malabo is defined as the male hostel in Unical, and I do not agree with that. That is the only aspect that I don't agree with. Malabo comprises of anywhere a Malabite is. Where 2 or 3 Malabites are gathered, there it is a Malabo. Having said that, the Malabitic spirit is the way and the perception, way of life and the perception of every Malabite. We have a unique spirit which you can never find in any society in the world. I stand to be contradicted. The Malabitic spirit is a tenacious spirit. Meet a Malabite anywhere. If he holds his ground, he will hold you. Whether the entire world is against him or not, the Malabite will stand his ground. That is tenacious Malabitic spirit. The Malabitic spirit is resilient. Because of what we have gone through here, you are molded. We are baked by the finest of professors and lecturers. By the time you come out like the aggregate bread, every tongue will want to test you as a Malabite. So the resilient spirit of Malabites is unique to us. Malabites are resilient no matter the condition you place them, they will survive. If they fall, they will rise. I met a Malabite in court. I didn't know he's a Malabite, very young guy. He was arguing with the judge. The judge was angry. And he told him, sit down, my friend. He told the judge in a polite form, my lord, my client did not pay me to come and sit down. He said that, my lord, if you force me to sit down, how will I collect my money? So after the court, I came out, I walked up to the young man. I said, my friend, you are a Malabite. He looked at me, he said, great Malabite. I said, hey. I knew it's only a Malabite that can look into the face of a judge and tell the judge, my lord, how can you ask me to sit down in the presence of my client? How will I get my pay? That is the Malabitic spirit. The Malabitic spirit is courageous. That is close to resilience and tenacity, is courage. A Malabite has a lion's heart. A Malabite has a lion's heart. He can tear any situation. He can tear any person. I use myself as an example. When I came out of school, my brain was still hot. I joined the chambers, and my principal was not used to giving, he will collect what we call appearance fee, which is what a junior lawyer uses to settle himself. When they give you that appearance fee to go to court, you can trek 1 kilometer, then enter bus, then so that you can have change to keep in your pocket. But my principal was not too generous with that. And I was the youngest lawyer in chambers. So I came and he wasn't giving. So one day I went to him and said, sir, I mobilized. Okay, let me know you mobilize. I spoke with all the lawyers in chambers. The oldest was 6 years my senior. I said, look, we can't be looking at this thing like this. We need to talk. They said, what do we do? I said, let's go and talk to him. They said, they can't go. I said, okay, me, I will go. So we got to the door, they stopped, I knocked and I entered. My principal said, yes. I said, wait, sir, I came to talk to you. We came to talk. He said, where are the others? Because I can't see any. I said, they are behind me. So they now came in. I said, sir, I was just two months in the chambers. I said, sir, the only thing that makes us survive as junior is this 15 naira that they pay as appearance fee. So, sir, why not be giving it? Or why are you sharing? He said, is that why you came to my office? I said, yes, sir, with due respect. He said, my friend, do you know that I can sack you? How can you have the courage to come and meet me? In a subtle voice, I told him, sir, you cannot sack me, sir. I am a lawyer. You can only ask me to leave your office. Because if I leave your office as I am going with this my bag, I can run into lock and somebody will give me brief that I will make millions. The man looked at me, his reaction, he started laughing. And he called later, he considered the 15 naira to us, then later called all his friends that knew me and said, people, you recommended one useless, stubborn boy to my office. So what happened? He said the boy had courage to come and challenge me. They just laughed. He said, but the guy, I respect him. He has courage. That is the heart of a Malabite.
All right.
A Malabite has the spirit of solidarity. Don't touch any Malabite where there are Malabites.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, the law is touch. In fact, the worst thing you can do is to touch a Malabress where a Malabite is present, because our law is touch not my Malabress.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
So a Malabite can go to any length to defend a fellow Malabite and a Malabress to the last drop of his blood. That is the spirit of the Malabite. The Malabitic spirit. I can go on, if I can use all the adjectives in the dictionary to qualify the Malabitic spirit. But this is the Malabitic spirit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we will be listening to Professor Ngozi Osahehe. I tried. Speak to your perspective, ma'am.
Please don't bother calling the surname. You can just stop at Professor Ngozi. Yes, because that other one, I don't know who that is. Both you and Mr. Eyo, you failed. If you were in my class, you scored 0.
This is my first attempt, ma'am. Do better next time.
No more, we no more have carryover. A receipt, no more receipt, is carryover. Thank you very much. It gives me such a great pleasure, as always, to be in my home. I tell people, like I said during the radio interview this morning, all I am today, whatever I am, is as a result of schooling here. And my close friends, including the one that didn't school here, but we met somewhere and became very close friends, are all in Unical. I need to tell a story And that has further, that event further solidified my strong and unshakable belief in the Malabitic spirit and in the spirit of Unical. In 2011, exactly on August 3rd, I gave my inaugural lecture at the University of Lagos. The Vice Chancellor was there as my friend, and I got the shock of my life, including herself. She was shocked because she didn't know. When my then Vice Chancellor, late Professor Tokunbo Shofoluwe, started reading a letter, and halfway, no, this letter is for you, the inaugural lecturer. You know what that letter is? The then Vice Chancellor of this university, who I have never met, I didn't know him, he doesn't know me. The only thing was that he saw the advert of my inaugural lecture, full page in this day, and saw that my tertiary qualifications, BAED and PhD, Unical, he sent the chairman of Committee of Deans to come and represent University of Calabar. Because he felt that this is one product of Unical that has sold the brand. So this afternoon, Professor James Ikoke, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for recognizing me without knowing me. That can only happen when you have the right leadership whose head is well screwed on. And that is also why I am saying that ranking alone does not determine academic excellence or the real impact. How do you quantify what Professor Epoke, later to me, did that day? And it has never happened. University of Lagos is 62 years. It has never happened before then and after then. So I am one of those people that believe once Unical has done you well, you carry Unical anywhere, because that is the ranking we are talking about. We must learn to remember, to pay back to our university. We must learn to do that. When we compare University of Calabar in terms of infrastructure with the 6 other universities, Ilori, BUK, Uniport, Maiduguri, Sokoto, Jos, except in the last 3-4 years, in terms of infrastructure, they are all far ahead of us, very far ahead of us. But what we have going for us is that spirit of we must remain relevant. We must remain relevant. If we want to use the 5 indicators of ranking universities against those other universities, I've gone through every of the rankings. Only one was Unical third among the other 6. They were all ahead of us, especially BUK, Unilory, and JOS. I know my Vice Chancellor will be smiling about that one because she's an alumna of University of JOS. But there is nowhere in Nigeria and beyond that a Unical graduate is not in your face. There is nowhere. But the only problem I have, and I keep saying it, and I won't stop saying it, is that we don't have institutional loyalty. We have very, very poor attitude. We don't remember. No matter who you think you are today, the foundation was here. And if you don't want to accept it, it's unfortunate that you deny Unical when the time comes. We will deny Unical. We are coming next month for the 50th anniversary proper. How many of us are prepared? How many of us are waiting to plow back or waiting to see how we can make money out of the whole process? Ranking is good. If it's visibility alone, Unical is number 1. If it's visibility of the 7 second-generation universities, there is nobody in Nigeria today and beyond that does not know the Vice Chancellor of University of Calabar.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Just 1 second. May last year, she was to give one public lecture in Lagos. Vice Chancellors of other universities, many people came because the advert was heavy. They all came, they wanted to see her. This miracle worker. And how do we factor that into ranking of universities? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. The very next person is Dr. Abraham. Please speak to us on your perspective. Unical at 50.
Thank you very much, moderator. The Chairman of Council, the Vice Chancellor, the rest of us here and everyone. I want to join to say that I'm very glad to be here, live and direct. You have heard all the goodies that has happened in the last 50 years. The Malabitic spirit. I think I wish there was an opportunity too for this audience to also know how did the name Malabo arise. The history is important, especially for the young ones. You saw that some of us lifted our hands when Professor Emmanuel Ayankomi Ayandele was mentioned. For those of us who had the privilege to be under him, the totality of the description of the Malabitic spirit by Barrister Paul is correct. Resilience, tenacity, unity of purpose, focus, diligence. Malabo arose out of movement to halls 4 and 5 and 6 out of a Tabo campus. At that point in time, 77, 78, rising from 76, the only thing you could find there in that center were buildings. Toilets had no running water, no way to go to the toilet, no electricity. That's why as I came in today, part of the things we started with in Malabo were candles. We were supplied candlesticks to use to survive in our rooms. We metamorphosed into lanterns. And I think that lantern at the entrance of the university must have been a result of that perception and symbol. So I want to ask the Vice Chancellor, some of the glasses of that lantern seem to have been broken. Please restore the glasses of that lantern. Despite the challenges in that area, we will not fail to accept. We will walk across the cemetery. There was no road. All events took place in a table. And what happened is that during that period of time, some misunderstanding and challenge between Nigerians who were in Malabo, in Equatorial Guinea, and they were either asked to go or were passing through. They were IDPs. In fact, they were displaced people. They were under stress. And so by the time they tossed into halls 4, 5, and 6, it was as if we were being attacked by the challenges in Equatorial Guinea, and both Nigerians were suffering in Malabo. So we simply said, our life here is like Nigerians in Malabo. That is how Malabo did. One good thing about halls 4 and 5 and 6, at that time, this Malabite come down, started from there, such that we dedicated ourselves to say, well, all that we know what to do now is to unite, read, and succeed, and get out of this trouble. So all the tenacity and diligence was a product of such circumstance. We were in the position where, in those days, they used to say bushmeats. No bushmeat could enter Malabo. No female could enter Malabo. We said, fine, we don't need comfort. We don't need anything. Let us read. So those things determined a lot of things that happened. But that is a short history. We could say more about that. I was told in the letter that came to me that I should act like a prophet, do a kind of prognostication of what happens to Unical in the next 50 years. So what will happen to us in the next 50 years? Let me start with what Professor Ngozi had just said. In 2075, when Unical will celebrate the centenary, how many alumni will come in here and see a building like this to say that was donated by XYZ alumnus? That's something to think about. Joining the Unical at 100. We've heard about a lot of research issues here. And let me also derive a clue from what Prof said. Unical must aspire to create a culture, a character, an identity. What is Unical known for? We've heard all the good things, all the accolades. What is Unical going to be known for? So as 100, when you mention Unical, apart from period of Malabo, what else in the world development? 2075 is going to be just a few years to the 22nd century. What will happen? What will happen? What will Unical offer to the world that you are 100 years on earth? It has to start from now. Because the future we have today, you don't just walk into it. You create it and recreate it. So Unical, all stakeholders, alumni, management, students, government, and I'm happy the able Pro-Chancellor is here. The journey has started. Sir, you are very lucky to be the one to commence a journey into a very historic period to compare this philosophy, psychology, projection of Unical at 100, and your name will be written in gold. Something has to happen. We have to start from today to think of 2075. Let it be known that it was the team of DIG, Abiodun Adebayo, and Professor Florence Banku Obi and her team that initiated a very intentional program towards the next 50 years. I don't know how many of us will be alive to celebrate that. Even if you are not physically alive, let it be that something monumental will be left behind so that that life will be worth living. There are so many things Unical can do. Research. Unical is at the verge of the marine circumstance, the marine ecosystem. Research can begin to think, what engineering faculty now? Let's go marine engineering. By 2075, let us have a Unical dockyard or shipyard in Calabar.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Let us do that. Let us think forward. Let us think big on the whole. I share this opportunity. I thank management. I am a GM. I borrowed barristers acronym now. I think we should popularize that so that all of us, I will say, E.T. Abraham, GM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And lastly, we are going to listen to Professor James Epoke as we celebrate our past achievements. Prof, let's have you speak to your perspective.
Thank you, Chairman of Council, our neighbor VC, members of Council, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the panelists. Yes, I am going to talk on the contribution of the medical school in the past 50 years. One great thing that happened to us was the choice of our Vice Chancellor then, Professor Ayandele. Immediately he was chosen as a Vice Chancellor, he moved to the US to recruit the best brains to come back. And one of the institutions he set first was a medical school, after education and others. That was great foresight. In fact, I was just imagining, what if we had that foresight to do engineering at that time? By now, we would have had a wonderful engineering district. But from that seed that he sowed, he even went out of his way to go to the US to go and recruit somebody that would come and head the medical school. And that was Professor Williams. The man came and he made sure that all the people that would be there were trained properly. By that time, I was employed into the medical school. Please, sorry, I might not be a Malabite, but I'm the lion that gave birth to the Malabite. And when my friend was saying that the Malabite has the lion story, I said, why not? Are they not the cubs of lion? That's by the way. So at that time, the Olufemi Williams trained some of us at the best places because he said, you are not a medical doctor. You are coming to teach my students. I'm going to send you to London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. And that's where I did my master. It was wonderful. I came back and I cherished that. The college has grown from strength to strength. And right now, there is almost no part of health that is not studied in the college. We now have dentistry, we have nursing, we have physiotherapy, we have optometry, name them. And almost all of them are now they are now doing 5-year courses to bring it to doctorate level. The contributions are enormous. Do you know that right now, We have over 2,000 graduates, medical school, our medical school. Of course, over 40% of them are outside. I once went to consult a hospital in the US where I was directed to. And I went there, and the young man, after looking at me and saying everything, he said, "You know, I'm from University of Calabar." I said, "Wow." That was the man that treated me there. I didn't know. I just went by chance. And that's everywhere. Many of our people that graduated are all of, and they are the ones that pass this special examination IELTS very, very well. If the training was not good, they wouldn't have been passing those exams very well. So they are having very good training. I want to say that the medical school has contributed immensely to the healthcare development of the country and the world at large. I'm one of our graduates in Australia. They have a hospital that employs 15 Indian doctors. Dr. Charles Merubile is in Australia. Marvel. Yeah. Even when I did my pulling out at 50, at 70, he also sent us some good message. So I want to say that one of the greatest feats that Unical has shown is the medical school. It has brought a lot of medical practitioners and a lot of manpower into the medical profession. Nurses, everything, marriage, they are all there. And we have done very well, I must say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much. Thank you. For 2 minutes, we are going to have Professor Ekaitenang from the audience, Professor Ernest Asiko, and Dr. Alice speak to us for 2 minutes, please. Professor Ekaitenang.
The Pro-Chancellor, University of Calabar, our amiable Vice-Chancellor, good afternoon, everybody. I want to take this time to appreciate our discussants for a very beautiful job done this afternoon. I am a proud alumna of Unical. I had my first degree, my second degree from this university. While I sat down there and listened to everybody talk, not much was said about research. And just recently, about Unical alumni, about 10 Unical alumni, or more than that, were listed among the 2% of base scholars in the world. And I want it to be on record today that we are not doing badly. There is a spirit of excellence that trails every Unical alumni. And that gives us the impetus and the ability, the grace to survive even when the situation, the circumstances are not very friendly. We are doing well if you look at this side of the divide. Apart from our amiable Vice-Chancellor, 2 of the DVCs are proud alumni of Unical. We are doing very well. You see, the Malabitic spirit, the other way I describe it is that it's the spirit of I know the degree. And they say that the people who know the degree, they take them by degree. So wherever you find a Malabite, we take it by degree. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. My able
amiable Vice-Chancellor. Thank you very much. I've not seen our Pro-Chancellor. Well, the protocol for today is already established, so thank you very much. People on the bench here, I'm very grateful to come up here. I thought I was about to go when somebody walked up to me with a microphone. I think it's because I stood up when they said those who were here when the first Vice-Chancellor was here, Professor Emmanuel Ayande, the Atomistic Society Vice-Chancellor. He was my first Vice-Chancellor. I started with him and graduated with Professor Issa Mohammed. The only thing I heard during our matriculation in 1979 from the Vice-Chancellor's speech was educational myopia. And every other word was too complex and compounded for us to hear. He could speak grammar, mixed up with Greek, French, English, Latin, all put together. So the only word I remember was educational myopia. So we got here. I thank God for the Malabitic spirit. Today, I have adopted that prefix, or to my name too. BM. GM. Okay, great Malabres. I am going to be attaching it to my name from. My name is Dr. Alice Eku. I am presently in the University of Uyo. But when I saw the advert, I just had to come because I am so proud to be a Malabres. I was here when our last but one speaker, gave a history of what happened. We came in 1979 to witness part of what was on ground, how the Malabite acronym came, or what is it called? The term Malabite, how it came. There was great suffering. We that came in 1979 were here, were privileged to be on the Etobo campus, but the refectory was in Malabo. So you had to trek to go and eat, and then trek back. I was in the Department of Biological Sciences. We were so many in class. You had to go and eat lunch. Then you need to rush back to get a seat. Otherwise, you stand in the class. Our classes were in room 201 and 202. Over here. And then, where am I? This is not over here. Okay, it's over there. So, it was quite tough to be here. But we were resilient. We were tough. We were toughened by the situation of that because we just had to read. We just have to do it. And so we thank God that that spirit has kept us going today. In 2014, I was in Australia in the month of June. And I was shocked to see that about 3 Malabreses walked up to me and recognized me in Australia. The same year, in September 2014, I crossed over to Los Angeles and there's a departmental store called Target. Inside Target, a Malabres walked up to me and said, Alice, she had put on weight, so I didn't recognize her, but I remained small. Thanks. So she recognized me. So, what am I doing all over the world? I'm doing research. I'm going for conferences. I'm being called to come and present things. In 2018, 2017, if I can't name them, 2015 through 2019, I was virtually going to every country and representing my principal. And each time I go there, for any event, I'll be given the opportunity to speak on behalf of my principal. And the whole governors of states and regions will sit down. So will be taking notes from me. Governors will be taking notes from me. Just me, look at me, I'm so small. But this is Malabitic spirit. So we have been ambassadors to the whole world, all over the place. I could go on and on. Is it Mexico? Is it Colombia? Everywhere I've been. And each time I go there, I represent Malabo well. Thank you very much, Malabo. Thank you, Malabo. Thank you, Unical. Thank you. Please, this name will not change. We will remain with that name, the Malabitic spirit, the Malabo spirit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our neighbor Vice-Chancellor and other principal officers. Let me align myself on the already established protocol. I feel highly excited to stand here to be part of this 50-year celebration of University of Calabar. I'm a proud Malabite, having obtained my first degree in 1986, second degree, and PhD from the University of Calabar. So I'm a fully baked Malabite. I want to align myself with the definition of Malabar and all the attributes that Shimomo GM gave to what Malabar is. Dogged, resilient, courage. I started staying in Malabar, and at the point I didn't have accommodation. In Hall 2, there was no vacancy. I had to sleep under the staircase. I had to sleep along the corridor. And today, I'm a professor. That is the courage, resilience that we are talking about. Let me speak to when you get to youth service. If you see the group of the graduates that make the greatest noise, or kind of not really noise. Where I served in Gongola State in 1986, 87, a Malabite was in charge of the healthcare division. A Malabite was in charge of theater division. A Malabite, almost all the units in the youth corps camp were all Malabites. One thing I want to speak is the expansion of academic programs in University of Calabar. I'm not, let me say, I'm not afraid to say that I'm a product of the pre-degree program. Pre-degree started as pre-degree science when we came in. That time there was a kind of a discrimination. If you are a pre-degree, you were looked down upon. But proudly, those of us that came in, from pre-degree and also those that came from JAM, I was the best graduating student in that class. And pre-degree has migrated and matured and grown. Now it is a comprehensive program that you can now gain admission into medicine, into law, and into. So I want to use the place to encourage those who are looking at pre-degree to please come over to Unical. It is one of the best programs that can accommodate, especially indigenous personalities from here. And so let's encourage and also thank my Vice-Chancellor for expanding the scope of pre-degree. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And with that, we wrap up this session. I want to say a very big thank you to the discussant and our lead presenter. Thank you so much, Unical, for giving us this opportunity to sit here and give back to our alma mater. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can we please the head of the Secretariat for Unical at 50 here? Oh, you're welcome. Please, let's celebrate Ambassador Adebayo, please.
I want to join others to appreciate the discussant. But I want to also correct one thing or inform. When the lead presenter was presenting, he mentioned some alumni and said, although the person did not graduate from here, that does not stop the person from being an alumni of the university. I want us to understand this. An alumni is anybody who either graduated from an institution or schooled there, maybe former student. The person came to this school and did not graduate. We bring the person in as an alumni of their school, and by rights, the person is an alumni. Anybody that holds a certificate of the university is an alumnus of the university. So those who came here and did not graduate, if you know them, please let us have their names. They are our alumni. They belong to this university, and we can reach them and bring them in as we are marking the 50th anniversary of our university. Everybody, please, let's have them. They are members of this body. Thank you. And for my committee of this, I'm a proud alumni of this university. My degree is higher than you in Unical.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. My name is Gabriel Ebe GM. You should now know the implication of attaching the GM to my name. It shows that I am a proud graduate of this university. Let me start this task by first acknowledging the only power behind the success of this event. He alone deserves our praise. Can we all wave our hands to the omnipotent God? Thanksgiving. Here on earth and right inside this house, we have our own Father who is very much with us. He just stepped out. I'm referring to the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of the 14th Government Council. Daddy, whenever you come back, please convey my appreciation to him. Behind the success of today's event is a woman who has already been described by one of the discussants as the most visible Vice Chancellor in the university, not in the university per se, in the whole of our country, Nigeria. And I'm referring to Professor Florence Banku Obi. You see, it is one thing to set up a committee. He set up this committee and he provided all the logistics to the committee. And of course, the outcome of that is what we have seen today. Madam, I cut my cap for you. To our panel of discussants, I don't just know the right words to use in describing all of you. As I listened keenly to all of you, actually something struck my mind. So I started regretting. I would have loved a situation where all our students will be around to listen, to see the products of their own institution. They were wonderful, great ambassadors of this institution. I think we must necessarily create other platform for you to come back and interact directly with our students so that they know that these are all made in Unical. We are proud of them. Thank you very much. You know, your presentations were quite insightful, quite nostalgic, and thought-provoking. We still will call you back. My employers, as members of the 14th Governing Council, we remain very grateful to all of you for providing the necessary policy framework that have catapulted this university to a higher pedestal. I bow for all of you. The provost, the deans, directors, heads of departments and units, lecturers, administrative staff, and other members of this university, it is one thing to get the audience and another thing to sustain that audience. You all came in, you sat down, you listened to our discussants, and you patiently waited to this time. I think we need to applaud ourselves. Can we clap hands for ourselves? Thank you. To our dear students, you did not make any mistake, choosing Unical as your university of first choice. Look at our products. All of them are proud guardians of this institution. And so they are models. Like I said, we have another opportunity of bringing them back, sure, to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we all arrived here joyfully. And I'm sure by the grace of God, as we depart from here, God in His infinite mercy will lead us safely back to our various destinations in Jesus' name. Once more, thank you and God bless you.